This week, William set off for an exciting holiday in Corfu. We went last year as our first holiday abroad with William, and it was a great success. But with William now being a bit bigger and more opinionated, we have still been nervous about how this would go. We had an early start, getting William up at 2:30 for our trip to Birmingham Airport for a 6:20 flight. At first he was barely awake, but he started to become intrigued by our journey before long. We had a little upset when dropping the car off and waiting for a shuttle bus to take us to the airport, but once the bus arrived, William seemed to find enjoyment in our adventure once more. At the airport we were helped by some accessible travel accommodations, such as avoiding long queues at security. William still ended up having a pat down as his epilepsy implant set off the alarms, but he coped really well with this. There was a sense of relief as we left security and walked on the sparkly floor of duty free. Then we had a bit of time spare. My wife hadn't slept at all before we left, so had a sit down in an eating place here. I'd had a couple of hours, at least giving me enough energy to follow William, who was becoming more awake and keen to explore. After another little upset without an obvious cause, we made it to our boarding area, where William was once again pretty happy. He had a little bit of breakfast, as did I. Then it was time to board the plane. We were let on to another shuttle bus early due to William's disability, although ended up waiting a long time for this to leave, so I'm not sure that it was beneficial. Still, William remained happy, and before too long it was time to climb the steps and get on the plane. With William not talking, we never know quite what he understands about situations like this, but he seemed keen and compliant to board today, which I guess says a lot. Finally, about 4 hours after he'd woken up and now in daylight, the time came for takeoff. William is a thrill seeker, so we didn't have many worries about this, and sure enough he seemed enthralled by the acceleration and high speed, just like last time. Our travel day had started well, but how did things on our flight and in sunny Corfu turn out? We'll share about this in our next video.